Hello and welcome to the sixth week of Season 20, Season of Defiance, starting on April 4th, 2023. So for week 6, let's have a look at our legacy rotations, starting with the Forsaken expansion.
Ready if you are. Let's see what's out there.
The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Pet Revenge can be found in the Devilian Mists, and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blindwell features Hive enemies and the Plague Kregar. The Ascendant challenge this week will be the Chimera Garrison, which can be located over in the Chamber of Starlight Lost Sector on the Dreaming City. Next up, the Shadowkeep expansion. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is a mysterious disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, and the Wandering Nightmare is the Fallen Council in Archer's Line. And the Nightmare hunts this week will be Zydron, Servitude, Tanix, Isolation, and Skolas, Pride. For our Beyond Light expansion, on Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Asterian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. For the 30th anniversary expansion, we have the loot rotation for Days of Eternity, which will be on week 2's rotation with the Scatterhorn armor set and the Prefectus armor set being available. The weapons available this week will be the Kinetic Adaptive Frame Auto Rifle Scathelock, the Kinetic Aggressive Frame Submachine Gun Extraordinary Rendition, the Void Aggressive Burst Sidearm Brass Attacks, the Void Precision Frame Linear Fusion Rifle Threaded Needle, the Solar High Impact Frame Rocket Launcher Code Duello, the Void Lightweight Frame Bow Imperial Needle, the Solar Adaptive Frame Sniper Rifle Far Future, the Arc Adaptive Frame Sword Honor's Edge, the Solar Rapid Fire Frame Sniper Rifle Distant Tumulus, the Arc Adaptive Frame Grenade Launcher Interference 6, the Kinetic Adaptive Frame Sniper Rifle Shepherd's Watch, and the Solar Adaptive Frame Hand Cannon Annual Skate. For the Witch Queen expansion, the Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Last Chance, where the modifier is Martyr, as well as Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Also this week you will have Altars of Reflection Choice and Altars of Reflection Pact. The Wellspring activity has been updated to include a featured Throne World weapon, Veritas armor, and a weapon pattern as its rewards. For the Lightfall expansion, the weekly mission is First Contact, with extra shields, locked loadout, and extra champions. Barrier and Unstoppable champions, Void Threat, Scorched Earth, Kinetic Overcharge, Void and Solar Surges, and Overcharge Shotgun. The Partition mission will be Ordnance, and the Vex incursion this week will be Amish Park. In addition, the weekly Lightfall reset also refreshes the Pinnacle drops for the Node Override Avalon exotic mission on the EDZ. Raids and Dungeons. The new Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is the second encounter, Scission, called Crossfire. As this is a new raid challenge, details on how to complete this challenge will become available once it has been figured out. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the third encounter, the Upender, called Defenses Down. This is where each player cannot kill more than one Taken Knight in total. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the fifth encounter, Atheon, called Ensembler's Refrain. Each player teleported can only destroy one oracle in each spawn set. The Deepstone Crypt challenge this week is the first encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. This is where all Guardians must be operator and shoot the panels on the lower level. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the third encounter, Consecrated Mind, called Staying Alive, where you must not kill the spawning Cyclopses in the first two rooms. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Vault, called Keep Out. Guardians must ensure that no Might of Riven Knights make it into the center chamber during the Vault fight. And for the first time since its launch, the Pinnacle raid will be Kingsfall over in the Legends tab, which means all challenges will be available for each encounter. These are the first encounter, Totems, called The Grass is Always Greener. Players cannot take the same brand type twice in a row. The second encounter, War Priest, called Devious Thievery. Players must steal the brand over the initiate within a couple of seconds of taking the brand claimer's buff. The third encounter, Golgoroth, called Gaze Amaze. The gaze holder must stand in the pool of unclaimed light when swapping the gaze. The fourth encounter, Daughters of Oryx, called Under Construction. Players cannot stand on the same plate twice in a single phase. And the fifth encounter, Oryx, called Hands Off. Players must not kill the same Ogre or Light Eater Knight throughout the encounter. Also, with the King's Fall being the featured raid, this does mean that you can farm the final boss for a chance at the exotic scout rifle, Touch of Malice. And the Pinnacle dungeon for this week will be the Prophecy over in the Legends tab. Next up, challenges. So for week 6 we have Forceful Liberator. Defeat 75 combatants in the Defiant Battlegrounds playlist using power weapons. Earn bonus progress if they also deal solar damage for Challenge XP+. Relentless Liberator. Gain bonus rewards using a Defiant key at the end of the Defiant Battlegrounds playlist activities on both normal and legend difficulties. Defiant keys can be earned by completing Lightfall campaign missions, Terminal Overload in Neomuna, raids, Vanguard Op playlist activities, Gambit matches and Crucible matches. Rewards earned through the Vestian Ward upgrade at the War Table provide additional progress for Challenge XP++. Vexing Liberator. Defeat 150 Vex with seasonal weapons. These are Perpetualus, Prodigal Return, Regent, Caretaker, Racateur and Royal Executioner. Bonus progress awarded for Vex defeated in seasonal activities for Challenge XP+. Defiant Crucible Ornament. Acquire the Crucible Ornament for the Ecliptic Distaff for Challenge XP+++ and Bright Dust. Elegant Weaponry. Defeat 100 combatants in Vanguard playlists or strikes while using a sword, bow or glaive for Challenge XP+ and Bright Dust. And Absolutely Stunning. Stun 50 champions for Challenge XP+ and Bright Dust. And speaking of Bright Dust, we have our 6th Eververse of the season for the week of April 4th, 2023. Available this week for Bright Dust, we have the Can't Go On rare emote for 400 Bright Dust, the Exotech Shell Exotic Ghost Shell for 2850 Bright Dust, the Catch Flight Entrance Legendary Transmit Effect for 450 Bright Dust, the Laguna Cruiser Legendary Shader for 300 Bright Dust, the Polished Seastone Legendary Shader for 300 Bright Dust, the Arcade Game Multiplayer Exotic Emote for 4250 Bright Dust, the Limitless Subversion Strides Ornament for the Hunters, the Cognate Beat Greaves Ornament for the Titans, and the Technologic Boot Ornament for the Warlocks, each for 1200 Bright Dust. The Kit Shell Exotic Ghost Shell for 2850 Bright Dust, the Blind Faith Weapon Ornament for the Trust Hand Cannon for 700 Bright Dust, the Exohelion Exotic Ship for 2000 Bright Dust, the Shiro's Watch Exotic Weapon Ornament for the Exotic Sidearm Trespasser for 1250 Bright Dust, and finally the Magic Trick Projection Legendary Ghost Projection for 1500 Bright Dust.
Hello!
As a reminder, your daily lost sector will show you a flag outside which will give you details of threats, shields, champions and exotic armor you will find inside. But if you're new to the game or you're using an alternate character and can't find the flag outside, you will have to run through the lost sector normally to have it show up on your map as a legend/master, which you can either do solo or with a fire team, but you will only be able to earn a chance at the exotic drop when completing solo. Tuesday, April 4th will be the Gilded Precipice on Neomuna for exotic gauntlets, Arc Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Glaives with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Wednesday, April 5th will be the Excavation Site 12 on the EDZ for exotic chests, Solar Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Arc Elemental Shields, Overcharged Swords with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Thursday, April 6th will be the Skydot 4 on the EDZ for exotic helmets, Solar Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void Elemental Shields, Overcharged Shotgun with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Friday, April 7th will be the Quarry on the EDZ for exotic boots, Void Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Grenade Launcher with Barrier and Unstoppable Champions. Saturday, April 8th will be the Aphelions Rest on the Dreaming City for exotic gauntlets, Stasis Threat, Solar and Strand Surges with Void Elemental Shields, Overcharged Shotgun with Unstoppable and Overload Champions. Sunday, April 9th will be the Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic chests, Solar Threat, Void and Strand Surges with Void and Solar Elemental Shields, Overcharged Sword with Unstoppable and Overload Champions. And finally, background to Monday, April 10th will be the Petition on Europa for exotic helmets, Arc Threat, Void and Strand Surges with Void and Arc Elemental Shields, Overcharged Fusion Rifles with Barrier and Overload Champions.
Lead the way.
Our 6th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Grask in the Lake of Shadows over on the EDZ, where you have a chance to get a Pinnacle engram if you complete the Nightfall with a score of 200k or more. This Nightfall is free to play. You will be able to earn high-end gear for your characters including the Nightfall featured weapon, exotic gear, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards. The higher the Nightfall difficulty, the more common the drop will be, with the featured weapon and exotic gear being uncommon at hero difficulty to being common with ascendant shards in Grandmasters. And the Grandmaster Nightfall difficulty will return next week on April 11th. Legend and lower Nightfalls will have 5 Unstoppable and 5 Overload champions, with 5 Solar, 2 Void, and 1 Arc shields. Masters will have 9 Unstoppable and 10 Overload, with 13 Solar, 6 Void, and 5 Arc shields. Your Nightfall modifiers are Hero difficulty, maximum effective level 1765, matchmaking is available, enemies have extra shields, champions foe, you will face Unstoppable and Overload champions. You can either use intrinsic exotics, use a subclass debuff, or unlock anti-champion mods from the seasonal artifact. Void elemental threat, 25% increase to void incoming damage. Overcharge weapons. Weapons overcharged from the seasonal artifact are active in this activity. Kinetic weapons do increase damage when your subclass element matches in active surge. An elemental surge, 25% bonus to outgoing elemental damage. Strand surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage. Overcharge weapon, 25% bonus damage to a specific weapon. Galvanized, combatants have more health and are more difficult to stun. Legend difficulty, maximum effective level 1815, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. No matchmaking. Denial, taken Vandals have more shields. Epitaph, taken enemies drop like geysers on death. Equipment locked, you will be unable to change your equipment once this mission starts. And Master difficulty, maximum effective level 1820, includes all previous modifiers except Galvanized. Champions Mob, this difficulty adds more champion enemies. And Togetherness, base health regen is reduced, if near another player, health regen is increased. To combat champions this season, you have access to subclass counters as well as a choice of intrinsic anti-champion artifact mods, which are Unstoppable Scout Rifle, Overload Bow, Overload Submachine Gun and Auto Rifle, and Medieval Champion, where glaives fire projectiles that stun unstoppable champions, swords stun Overload champions on consecutive hits. You also have exotic weapons and armor that can help with intrinsic mods as well. For Unstoppable, the Kinetic Fusion Rifle Bastion, the Kinetic Hand Cannon Malfeasance, the Solar Energy Sidearm Devil's Ruin, the Void Heavy Bow Leviathan's Breath, and the Hunter Gauntlets Athris' Embrace, which have a chance to stun unstoppable champions with their empowered weighted knife. And for Overload, the Void Energy Bow Le Monarch, the Arc Energy Linear Trace Rifle Divinity, the Arc Heavy Machine Gun Thunderlord, and the Warlock Exotic Boots the Secant Filaments, which when you drop an Empowering Rift, any weapon that is fired from inside the well can cause an Overload champion to be stunned. And now that we've had a full rotation of weapons in the Nightfall, I can tell you that this week's featured weapon will be the Swarm. The Swarm is a high impact frame heavy machine gun, with a base impact of 70, range of 69 and stability of 33. It can roll with Vorpal, Tap the Trigger and Zen Moment, with dynamic sway reduction, killing wind and one for all. It has the origin trait of Stunning Recovery, where if you stun a champion you partially refill the magazine, trigger health regen and improve your recovery for a short duration. And Vanguard Vindication, where final blows with the weapon grant a small amount of health. Next up, Lord Shaxx brings Mayhem to the featured Crucible playlist for the 6th week of the season. Mayhem is where 2 teams of 6 players go head to head in a clash type mode. Abilities and supers charge at an extremely faster rate than usual. Respawns are instant and power ammo spawns are also much faster than usual. With a time limit of 10 minutes, the first team to get 125 eliminations is the winner.
Delightful!
And Valus Forge returns to the tower for the 2nd time this season, bringing with him the Iron Banner. This is a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, which means that there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend. Power level is disabled, which means you can go to Iron Banner with whatever weapons and armor you would like. Iron Banner also brings with it challenges and a seal to become an Iron Lord. Each day for 4 days for each character, from Tuesday Reset, Lord Saladin will give you the opportunity to receive a Pinnacle reward. By hovering over the Iron Banner node on the director, it will tell you how many games you need to play and with what subclass you need to equip to complete it. You can either play each day and collect each Pinnacle, or you can wait until Friday Reset to play all the games you need and receive all 4 Pinnacles in one go. From 3 for your first Pinnacle, up to 18 games in total for all 4 Pinnacles. As a reminder, Pinnacle rewards will give you +5 to your power level if you're below the power cap of 1800, but if you're at 1800 and trying to reach the Pinnacle cap of 1810, then the Pinnacles will give you +2 in light. Players can rank up with Lord Saladin to receive rewards from his reward track, and equipping any Iron Banner armour, ornament, or weapon plus Iron Banner emblem will progress your progress faster in ranking up. This is multiplied if you complete the daily Pinnacle challenges as well. For the Iron Banner gear boost requirements, all 5 pieces must be equipped as gear or ornaments for it to take effect. For our second week of Iron Banner, we will see the return of the Iron Banner Eruption. Eruption is clash with energy boosts based on kill streaks, like a mini version of Mayhem. During Eruption, killing your opponents will score you 1 point and a normal amount of ability energy. After that, when you get your second elimination in a row without dying and assists count 2, you become Surging. You start lightly glowing, kills start generating 10% super energy and 20% grenade, melee and class energy. You score 2 points per kill. When you get your 5th kill in a row without dying, you then become Primed. You begin glowing brightly, and your team goes on the hunt. Everyone on the team gains 5% super and 10% grenade, melee and class energy. For every subsequent kill after that, you gain 12% super and 40% grenade, melee and class energy, and you score 3 points per kill. At 5 kills, you also receive a 15-second timer on you. If the timer reaches 0, you erupt. Erupting kills you, which resets your streak and ends the hunt. Getting a kill resets the eruption timer back to 15. You are then marked on both teams' map for everyone to see right where you are. The other team gets 3 points for killing you, and more than one player can be primed at a time. Also, with the Iron Banner's return, you do have another chance to become an Iron Lord and gild your title. The triumphs for this are Jolder's Victory, win matches in the Iron Banner playlist across all events and seasons. Ganora's Seal, acquire Iron Banner armor. Each piece must be unique to count towards the total. Ormond's Taste, acquire Iron Banner weapons. Each weapon must be unique to count towards the total. All-Winged Spirit, earn points by completing objectives in Iron Banner playlist modes. Frostmire's Will, complete Iron Banner challenges. Criminal's Dedication, reset Iron Banner rank twice. Jorum's Hout, complete Iron Banner matches whilst wearing at least one piece of Iron Banner armour, earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner armour equipped. And to gild the title this season, you have 5 triumphs to complete, which are Glorious Howl, win Iron Banner matches, earn additional progress for each piece of Iron Banner gear equipped. Again with Feeling, reset Iron Banner rank. On Point, earn points by completing objectives in Iron Banner playlist modes while using a Strand, Solar or Void subclass. One and Done, complete all 4 Iron Banner challenges in a single Iron Banner celebration. And Down Dear Friend, defeat 200 Guardians in the Iron Banner, earn bonus progress for using Iron Banner weapons from the current season. The 2 returning Iron Banner weapons this season are the Bite of the Fox Aggressive Frame Sniper Rifle, which has a base impact of 90, range of 70 and aim assist of 41. It can roll with Vorpal, Opening Shot and Explosive Payload, with no distractions, Slick Draw and Snapshot sights, and has the origin perk Skulking Wolf. While at low health, Guardian Final Blows with this weapon grant enhanced radar and remove you from the opposing radar. And the Durham's Claw Adaptive Frame Pulse Rifle, which has a base impact of 29, range of 49 and stability of 50. It can roll with Golden Tricorn, Frenzy and Kill Clip, with Moving Target, Outlaw and Gutshot Straight. It also has the origin perk of Skulking Wolf and Suro Synergy, where reloads grant this weapon a bonus to handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time.
That is amazing.
Before we go, if you've enjoyed this content and found it most informative, then please hit that subscribe button and check out our show over at twotitansandahunter.com. We would be greatly appreciative. But before you go, we just want to let the Gambiteers out there know that there will be double XP in the Gambit playlist this week. So if you've had your fill of Iron Banner and want to fast track in getting that new ritual weapon, the Ecliptic Distaff Glaive, and Gambit ornament, the Virescent Spindle, then Gambit on, my friends. And that's it for the 6th week of Season of Defiance. Go be defiant, Guardians. Alonzi!
Guardian down.